I'm Nico Ferreira, co-founder and CEO of Default, 25 years old. Started the company 2 years ago, freshly dropped out of college, went to school in the Midwest at the University of Louisville, and was originally born in Argentina, moved to Florida when I was a kid, ended up going up to Kentucky with my family when I was young and grew up there. We're building a new system of record for sales, marketing, operations team, starting with the inbound lead lifecycle. And we started sort of noodling on side projects while we were in undergrad. And the first thing we sort of started working on was this sort of like parking accounting software. The reason being, we had to commute downtown for classes, for events, stuff like that. It's really hard to find parking. So a very interesting sort of batch of learnings there. We sort of ended up building this very early in our first SaaS product, selling it to municipal parking authorities and private real estate companies and stuff like that. And we had sort of pieced together this Typeform plus Calendly plus HubSpot plus Zapier sort of hodgepodge of a mess. And later on, we dropped out in our last semester, which my parents were and probably still are a little unhappy about, but such is life. And even so, we realized that there was probably a much bigger opportunity for us to build something that was this sort of cohesive logic or orchestration layer for the inbound lead funnel. And there are always all these decisions and all this processing of that information that we were doing ourselves, just sort of on the go. And the idea was, at the time, this is late 2021 when we started working on Default. But the idea was that as AI got better, if we were the only system that could capture and sort of unify all this information about the prospect, eventually we would be able to sort of build this AI sales co-pilot and have that be every rep's best friend. And as a result of sort of unifying the scheduling, the routing, the enrichment, et cetera, the cost basis of the revenue tech stack would actually be much lower for companies that pick Default versus companies that picked a hodgepodge of scheduling and routing and enrichment tools. So as a result, we sort of came up with this vision early on saying that the next 10 million software as a service businesses and would actually spend 50% less on sales and marketing software and then also grow 50% faster if they use Default versus the control case. Ended up just having this moment where we realized we wanted to move to New York and build the company in person, have an office together, hire out the rest of our team here in person, and keep doubling down on what was working because we thought the opportunity was so big.